Hello and welcome back to the Newsbridge Global. Just days ago, the world was holding its breath. Under Operation Epic Fury, the United States and Israel had launched what appeared to be the opening salvos of a civilizational conflict. The rhetoric from Washington was absolute: a deadline of April 6 to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or face the end of a civilization. But as the clock hit zero, the expected firestorm was replaced by a whisper. A 2-week ceasefire brokered in Islamabad has silenced the guns. But this isn't just a pause in the shooting, it is a dramatic reversal. By accepting Iran's 10-point plan as a workable basis for negotiation, the US has effectively pivoted from the strategy of regime change to one of the high-stakes accommodation. In Tehran, the mood is jubilant. Iran hasn't just survived a superpower's maximum pressure, they have leveraged the world's energy to force the West to the table. Their 10-point plan, which includes $2 billion transit fee for ships in the Strait, lifting of all sanctions, and a full nuclear recognition, is now the baseline for peace. Tehran's profile has shifted overnight. They are no longer just a regional threat, but a middle power that has started down a coalition and secured the right to negotiate on its own terms. While Tehran celebrates, Israel stands at its darkest crossroads. On the global stage, the diplomatic shield has shattered. No longer seen as a besieged democracy, Israel is increasingly viewed through the lens of, and I quote, mass killer narrative. Its international reputation has eroded by the sheer scale of civilian casualties in Gaza and now in Lebanon. Internally, the country is eating itself. Reportedly, military and the civilian leadership are at odds over the war that has no clear exit. By agreeing to a ceasefire that leaves Iran's regional influence intact, Israel has arguably lost its greatest diplomatic chance. It is now an isolated actor watching its primary benefactor, the United States, negotiate with its greatest enemy over its head. But during the war, what we saw was a fractured West and as Trump said, paper tiger NATO. Perhaps the most telling sign of a shifting order is who wasn't at the table. For the first time in a major Middle Eastern crisis, the US acted without the cohesive support of NATO. While NATO General Secretary lauded decisive action, the reality was a fragmented alliance. Major European powers like France, Germany, and UK veiled criticism, refusing to be dragged into the war they saw as a violation of the international law. Experts believe that what we are witnessing is a reduction of the US position. Washington requesting NATO help to secure the strait. The allies declined. Washington looked to Beijing to pressure Tehran. China instead worked with Pakistan to create a diplomatic exit ramp that didn't go through Geneva or DC. The fractured world order is no longer a theory. It is visible in the fact that the future of Western energy security is currently being decided in Islamabad, a neutral ground far from the halls of Western power. This 2-week ceasefire is a beta test for the post-unipolar world. As the US tries to frame this is a total victory achieved through tough negotiation, the rest of the world sees a superpower forced to reconcile with its limits. If these 14 days lead to a permanent deal based on Iran's 10 points, the global order will have fundamentally rewritten. The era where Washington could dictate terms through Operation Epic Fury is ending. The era of fractured order where the Middle East, China or Russia can dictate the peace has begun. Let us see how the April 10 talks go in Islamabad, and will it end the conflict once and for all? Please follow and subscribe the channel for more important world videos. Thank you for watching.